Razabani for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It's just about midnight here, just after an emphatic victory for Dylan White, and I'm with the knowledge himself. And the reason they call him the knowledge is because he gets things right most of the time, and he done it again. Spence, you called it, 4th round Dylan White win. Satisfied?
No, I was lucky, because people are going to say, even a broke clock is right twice a day. But people like to focus on the things that I call wrong, knowing that I call 90% of the stuff right. But people focus on what you did wrong. So that's got nothing to do with me. That's their own insecurities. Well done to Dylan White, and a massive big up to Xavier Miller, who don't get the credit. And massive big up to Harold the Shadow Knight, a man who I've known for years. And I remember when I spoke about him joining their camp, what he will add, and what he did add, was the fact that you saw how Dylan was jabbing when he was, because he switched on, but when Dylan was jabbing like you could see essence of Lennox Lewis in the jab. I mean, how you stab him with it. Very, very good performance from Dylan. You know what I mean? Rushed it a little bit in the first round. And the reason why I thought that this fight could go early was basically because when you look on someone like a Dylan White, other fighters could get knocked out, right? And they would like, well, you know what? Let me just try and just outbox this guy or whatever. I like what Anthony Joshua did when he lost to Ruiz 2 years ago. Dylan White is a different kettle of fish, whereas the guy, his pick ignorance is actually a good thing, where he's so ignorant that even after he lost to Povetkin, I remember speaking to him in the morning afterwards, just to check on his well-being. And he was like, I'm good, bro, I'm good. I'm just gutted that I lost, but watch what I do to him in a rematch. Whereas I've known Dylan since he's been 16, 17 years old. He has that assurance inside of himself where he thinks, right, I know I can have this guy. He doesn't lie to himself. And that's what we saw tonight. So fair play to Dylan White. Hopefully he can get a shot. How I see it is this. AJ and Fury are signed to fight. It's a 2-fight deal. But what I do think is going to happen is one man, they'll fight, the winner of that will become undisputed champion, then the titles will become fragmented. Similarly to when Lennox Lewis unified the World Heavyweight Championship in 1999 versus Evander Holyfield. And then what happened was, after that, the titles got fragmented. Lennox vacated the WBA or got stripped of the WBA title because he didn't want to fight John Ruiz, because it was a waste of time. He would have smashed him to bits. And instead he opted to fight Michael Grant, who's a more dangerous man, an unbeaten man, who Lennox knocked out anyway. But so I think that will be the case on this, where the titles will become fragmented, and then Dylan can pick up one. But that was a very, very good performance. And you could see the shots that Povetkin was trying to land. And this time Dylan was very, very smart. And the next thing that I said, and I said this on IFL to you, that I would like to see Dylan White go into the ring sweating prior. Don't think they're not listening to me, because I know, I talk to Dylan regular. And he went into the ring warm, and he usually jumps about prior to the fight, but you could see how much it meant to him. So props to Dylan White. Credit to him on that performance. A very good performance. Very good performance. And credit to Povetkin. I really do like Povetkin. I'm one of Povetkin's biggest fans, because I like what he brings. I just don't like when he's fighting a Joshua or a Dylan White or any of our guys from the UK. I'm not really into him, but I'm really a fan of Povetkin. Such a gentleman as well, and such a warrior.
Spence, what do we know about Dylan White's mentality? There was so much pressure coming into this fight. This was a career-defining fight. He knew he could not lose this fight. What can we say about his mentality?
The guy's a fighter. You put him in any situation, he's a fighter. That's what he is. He is a fighter, period. And listen, I remember Dylan White when he was a little kid. And he was a little kid then. And he used to do the doors. He was a child though. But he was like a man child because he was big. But he used to work on the doors. And I remember he used to knock out guys. People tell me, right, this brother down at Brixton Fridge nightclub, he's just banging out, man. Who's this guy? Dylan. He was a little child then. So he could always fight. And that's his mentality. He can always think, right, let's have it. And also he wears his heart on his sleeve sometimes. And like I said, I was very impressed with how he went about his business. And the guy deserves a shot and he should be greatly commended. I am so proud of him. I mean, it's a shame that I weren't out there, but I'm so proud of him. Big up, Dylan.
We know sometimes over time you can forget defeats while you're training, etc. But once you come back under those lights, sometimes you can get flashback. What do you say about that first round? It looked like both men were swinging.
Dylan White ain't cut like those guys you worry about. Oh, well, I got knocked out last time. I've known him from. He don't care about that. He doesn't care about that. And you saw it tonight. Did he look like he cared? Right. He was being apprehensive, thinking, right, you may try with that left uppercut, left hook. So the hand was kind of, it wasn't even kept here. The hand was kind of kept here, like just in case the uppercut comes, I can catch it here, or I can bring it up here if you're coming with a hook. He done his work, man. I like when Xavier Miller was saying to him, look, just keep those hands up, all right? Don't. And he said, yeah, cool, I'll buy it. And then Harold the Shadow Knight was blending in his thing. Champ, you're doing beautiful. Them kind of things. He's raising the guy's spirit. And fair play to him. He came out and he boxed 2 orders from the second round on. First round, you can excuse. You're hyped. You're thinking, right, I just want to smash you. But he done what he had to do. The whole country of Great Britain should get behind Dylan White because he is the epitome of what a people's champion is. And I also like the touching thing at the end of the fight because Dylan deliberately brings tall, elongated stools in to sit down. He got that from Emmanuel Stewart. So you don't have to crouch down and then exert much energy to get off of the stool. And he took his stool to go and give to the defeated man in Povetkin so he could sit down. Class act. Well done, Dylan.
We know Dylan hasn't had, obviously, a lot of amateur fights. He's 29, 30, 31 fights in his professional career. He's 34 years old. He's got Harold Knight involved now. How much improvement are we yet to see from Dylan?
No, he's still improving because that's the best I've seen him jab. That is the best I've seen Dylan White jab. And that's that. And you're going to have to get up very, very early to try and beat that kid. I mean, seriously. Any Joshua, Tyson Fury have to look out. You have to get up very early to beat that guy. Because I was saying a little while ago, in 5 fights, we're going to see the real Dylan White because he started to learn certain things. Now that he's incorporated somebody else in there as well, Dylan's ready. Let him go. He's ready, man. He's ready. Come on.
We know Dylan's had back-to-back these tough fights, Povetkin, Oscar Rivas, Chisoras, Parkers, etc. But we know the belts are tied up. We know he wants the belts. Obviously, time is a bit against him. He's not getting any younger. Who would you like to see him in the ring with next? What's next for Dylan?
You know what? Right now, I'd rather see Dylan just be in the gym and wait it out to see what's going to happen with these other guys right now, with the AJ Fury situation, because he's done everything asked for him, right? And a lot of people were smiling and laughing at his demise last time out, but they're not Dylan White, and he's come back. He's come back strong as well, and fair play to him.
And I've got to ask you a word on Povetkin. I know he was knocked down twice in the first fight, but he took some big punches in this second fight, and he didn't go down until the 4th round. Just a note on him.
I love Povetkin. I've watched Povetkin for years, ever since he won the gold medal in the Olympics. Povetkin's a very, very good fighter. You know what I mean? Very good, very, very good fighter. And you know what? He 41 now? Right, he's had an incredible run. And he could still be in the game and be a force for certain guys. But the top guys now, where he's come a crop or two. So, I mean, he could call it a day, and there's no shame in it. The man's been an Olympic champion, a former WBA heavyweight champion, and the guys who he's lost to prior to Dillian Whyte were world champions and potentially a future world champion. There's no shame in that.
Just a final one on this. I know in the post-fight interview, Eddie Hearn, Dillian Whyte, Eddie was asked about Deontay Wilder, a potential fight. Would you like to see that for Dillian?
I would love to see that fight. And that's the truth. I would love to see that fight, but I would love to see that fight for a belt. I'm getting sick and tired of Dillian Whyte becoming like the Sonny Liston of this decade, because Sonny Liston had to fight everybody and never got a shot until ages down the line. Guys just studiously avoided him, and I wouldn't want Dillian Whyte to keep on like. Why Dillian Whyte doesn't need to be the gatekeeper no more, because he's proven himself time and time again. Just give the guy his world title shot. He's deserving of a world title shot. And also, Dillian Whyte is a fun fighter. But every fighter that a professional fighter has is one less out of his career. So, you know what I mean? He's done extremely well for himself. I remember when Dillian used to come to the Real Fight Club gymnasium, which I was the technical manager of, and he'd come there in plimsolls and Bermuda shorts. So to see the young man become a multi-millionaire in a sport that I emphatically love, and so does he, is just a joyous thing. I'm very, very happy for him. I like the things that he did today, and he's only going to grow even more technically. So well done to Dillian Whyte, and well done to Team Whyte, which includes Harold the Shadow Knight and Xavier Miller.
No, absolutely. Spence, want to end on this? I haven't caught up with you for a couple of weeks, but announced this week, Everlast announced a huge deal. In boxing, they've just announced that they're going to sign up to 52 fighters this year against their brand. They've already signed a couple of female fighters, Natasha Jonas being one of them. It's great to see brands coming into boxing and helping fighters out and building them as well and supporting them through what we've been through a very, very tough period.
Well, I saw that recently that Everlast sponsored MTK Global and the ESPN Plus shows, which, you know, I mean, I'm the round by round analysis, and that's amazing. So for them to come in for Everlast and the historical value that Everlast bring, like the famous fight of the century of March of 1971 with Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Everlast sponsored that. Everlast is an iconic brand of boxing. And for them to be involved with, was it 52 fighters? Right, for them to be involved with 52 fighters is just an amazing thing, which is going to explode even more. Do you know what I mean? When you think boxing, there's a couple brands that you think are boxing, right? But Everlast, to me, would be the pinnacle of, reason being is even Everlast in the Rocky movies, right? Yes, think about it. That's a big thing. That's absolutely massive. When I mean massive, that is absolutely massive, absolutely fantastic. And you know what I mean, it's a joyous thing for professional boxing that Everlast has thrown their hat in the ring to what they're sponsoring boxers right now. Then that's fantastic. And I'm just sitting back. Like I said, I saw them recently. I've seen Everlast Toblerones and on the ring post for the shows on ESPN Plus, and also filmed on your channel on IFL, which you work for. So to see that, and like I was calling the fights, then I'm seeing the Everlast brand behind it, gives you a sense of pride and purpose. So that's a fantastic thing. And more companies, more brands should be being aligned with professional boxing, because as I say, and I'll say again, boxing is the universe. That's what boxing is.
Absolutely. Spencer, it was a pleasure catching up with you. I will catch up with you in a few days or next week or something. There's a lot of boxing happening in April. You've got Frampton Herring, you've got Andrade Williams, Chisora Parker as well towards the end of the month, early May. So I will catch up with you in detail, but appreciate you jumping on this late on Saturday night.
Pleasure. I've got to go jump and do some others right now, and then I'm going to go to my bed. But peace to fingers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to my Muslim brothers and sisters. And for all my non-Muslim brothers and sisters, I wish you peace, prosperity, health, wealth, and success in all departments of your life. Economically, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I'm out. Take care. God bless. And I'm so looking forward to Carl Frampton, Jamel Herring for the WBO Super Featherweight Championship of the World next week out in sunny Dubai. I am so looking forward to that fight. Tune in on IFL where Barry Jones with Alex Steadman, who is now becoming kind of the voice of boxing right now. You got to look out for that little Scotsman, right? Who are calling the fight. So tune into that on IFL next week, Saturday. And for all my American people, it's on ESPN Plus. Tune in and you will hear bits and bobs from the knowledge himself. That is moi, Spencer FEARON. Now, take care. God bless. I'm so happy for Dylan White. Peace to fingers. I'm out.
Spencer FEARON, IFL TV. Thank you very much.